Hello and welcome to Oliver's Mount, England's only road racing circuit with twists and turns that can challenge even the most experienced of riders, especially when the conditions are like this. We are here for the Parrish Trevor Festival, where we'll see a mixture of modern and classic bikes all competing in memory of one of the greatest to ever do it on a circuit where pretty much anything can happen. A chat show like no other. Four former legends all discussing their careers. Parrish Trevor himself competing with him and against him in the form of Steve Parrish, Trevor Nation, Ian Simpson and David Dearden. Now this stunning and truly unique circuit hidden in the hills of Scarborough offers an experience like no other. You can truly get up close and personal with the riders as they zoom past at incredible speeds. You can feel the heat, you can smell the rubber burning. Honestly, you don't want to miss this. And this is what the Parrish Trevor Festival is all about, displaying some of those classic bikes that have been part of some of the most memorable moments in motorsport throughout the years.
It's like just a big family really, and people who have been coming for years come back. Even in like this wet weather they're coming back. I've raced around here myself. I know every blade of grass here.
I bet.
We used to come on here as kids, well, when we got our licence here. And we used to race around here on a night till we saw police coming, then we'd clear off the other way. And then police came that way and we'd clear off that way.
So I'm here with the legend himself, Steve. What a weekend it is here for the Parrish Trevor Festival.
Yeah, I think we'd all like a bit more sunshine, wouldn't we? I know some Irish friends call this liquid sunshine, this rain, but I personally don't like it. At my time of life, you start going rusty, I think, eventually. But it's great to be here, great to keep that wonderful name going. I've seen some lovely bikes here in the Parrish Trevor colours. I'm here with Steve Wheatman, who's got a couple of nice factory Suzuki RGs, bikes that I used to race. If it stops raining enough, I'll be giving them a run around tomorrow. If not, there's a really lovely guy called Dave Roberts that's got a Parrish Trevor replica road bike here that he said I can ride that tomorrow if necessary. So I've got a plan B if it's pouring down with rain, because obviously if you've got these wonderful factory bikes that are all made of magnesium, you don't want them getting soaking wet. So I have a plan B.
Good stuff, because I know that you were looking for your three favourites from the parade as well, of which who had the best Parrish Trevor colours?
Well, I think it could easily be the guy that's going to lend me a bike tomorrow, you know.
Oh yeah, no, I bet.
There's a little bit of a kind of an incentive there from that point of view. But truthfully, I don't want to have a real good look around till tomorrow, because there could be some more turning up, and then we're going to start picking out. But I've already seen three that are potentially are the top three. But if there's more come, then we'll make sure we check out everyone that turns up with their bike. But certainly the gentleman that's lending me his bike, he's definitely going to be on the podium, there's no question about that.
And of course, let's talk about the man himself. I mean, you knew Barry better than pretty much anybody. You raced against him, raced with him as well. I mean, just what a special individual he was.
Very much so. Sadly missed. I can't believe it's 20 years since he passed away. And in fact, the bike I'm hoping to ride tomorrow is the bike that he raced here and won the Gold Cup here at Oliver's Mount in 1984. So it's great for Andy and the whole team here at Oliver's Mount to have that bike back up here. It's got a real memory of this track. Parrish Trevor and a lot of people didn't understand why he adored Scarborough and Oliver's Mount, like myself, because a lot of people said, well, he didn't race at the TT and he didn't like road racing, but something special about Oliver's Mount, and I enjoyed riding around here. We always came, very friendly group of people, unless of course there was Mick Grant here. That there was always a bit of an edge to Mick and Barry going on, and never between the two of them, but just sometimes the crowd got behind. But sometimes that adds to it, I think. It's a bit like a football crowd, isn't it? When you've got people at either end and you're shouting and screaming, it gave a good atmosphere for it. But yeah, he was a very special man, adored this place, as I did, and had some wonderful races around here, and real close competitive races with the likes of Mick Grant and Roger Marshalls and Graham Crosby's and all the wonderful people that have been coming up here. And it has such an amazing role play of people that came here. When you think Jarno Saarinen and Giacomo Agostini and all those wonderful names and evocative people that came along here, it's nice to be back up here.
I mean, it's always just been a who's who, really, of people that have competed here. And I was going to mention the man Grant. You had plenty of battles with him over the years. Take us through some of those memorable moments.
Well, do you know, I think one of the most memorable moments I have with Mick Grant, who I raced with him a great deal, but I came back here, and I'm going to just guess at 15, 16 years ago, I was invited back to Oliver's Mount to come and test the bike that he beat me in the 1985 British Super Stock Championship. He was riding for Suzuki, I was riding for Yamaha. Motorcycle News got it all together, so I would come up here, he came up here with his bikes, and I got to ride his bikes, and he got to ride my bikes, and I've got an old bike of that era. And it was at that point I got on his bike and I did one lap and came in. I said, this is not legal, this bike. And the tow rag, I guess being very polite, Mr. Grant had got a special ignition system on his bike that had 1,000 revs more than it should have. And that, to this day, is why he beat me. So if you ever see this Mick Grant, you wouldn't have beat me if you hadn't been cheating.
There we go. See, we hit here first.
It's all down here. But yeah, I had some terrific battles around here, and that smell of clutches and things like that, because it was like screaming the bikes out the hairpin. The two straights didn't have any torque, so you had to rev them like hell, and if your clutch started slipping with 2 laps to go, you used to panic and everything else. And then over the jumps and wondering how it was going to land and all that type of thing. And they'll forever be in my mind, yeah, very much so. And just before we go away, if anyone is getting damp, I've got the Parrish poncho down here. So this is the latest, the latest in protective on the Black Dub stand here at Oliver's Mount.
So anyone who maybe is watching this who's never even been to Oliver's Mount before, why is this track so special? Why is it so different?
Because it is absolutely unique. There is nothing else like it. It's the only road race track, of course, in the UK, but there's nowhere else in the world, apart from arguably the Isle of Man TT races and maybe the Northwest road racing, where you can sit on the fence really close to the bikes. You can feel them, touch them, smell them, and there's it just seems slightly more friendly in the way that you can mix with all the riders in the paddock areas, and you feel so close to the bikes, and then watching them going over the jumps and into the tight hairpins and everything else. There is nothing quite else like it, and long may it continue. And
of course tonight you're going to be heading over to the beer tent as well, yourself and 3 other legends of the game as well. You're looking forward to that tonight?
Always, because Trevor Nation, who is one of my guests tonight, used to ride for me. When I stopped racing, I started up my own team, the Loctite Yamaha team, came up here and raced, and Trevor was one of my riders. Do you know, in the days, we didn't really get on that well, because he didn't think the bikes were good enough, and I didn't think he was good enough, but we are good friends, and we've matured a fair bit over that period of time. Ian Simpson, I see him quite a lot, having raced, my team raced against him, and I spend some time with them out in South Africa. We go out there and do the winter South African Classic TT, so I spent some times with him. So there's 1 or 2 stories that will no doubt come out tonight. I'm not sure if they'll be for children, but we'll wait and see about that. But we'll for sure have a good chat, and there'll be some giggles in the tent tonight here at Oliver's Mount.
Well, Steve, thank you so much for your time, and good luck for tonight. Cheers.
Pleasure.
So I'm here with the legend himself, Trevor. I mean, what a weekend this is, eh?
Yeah, it should be good. Nice to get the super motorbikes here, you know, but bringing back a few memories of years ago when I used to race around here, I've got to say. There we go.
And this is the thing as well. I mean, you're used to being on that side of the fence. How's it feel to be on this side?
Well, I just stood here for the first time ever, and I just can't believe it. Yeah. No, so totally different perspective, and I don't know if it seems. I know it seems narrower riding the bike or here, but it certainly seems narrower here. You know, sort of my memories. Obviously, your memories change, but you know, and I enjoyed riding the 500 around here and 500 Suzuki and lots of other bikes. But Yeah, no, it's yeah, different watching this side, yeah.
This, we all know, is such a special circuit. Take us through some of those incredible memories of when you've been riding.
Well, yeah, down over the jumps there now. It's you know, you leave the ground twice and your wheels in the air 3 times, you know, and through the start and finish, it's well, there was no chicane there when I raced here, and yeah, on the 500 through there, it was really sketchy, and you know, but just lovely to master it, you know. Up the hill, well, yeah, I've had a bit of a nasty crash there, went off the edge, and yeah, mate missed a gear in front of me and clipped the bank, went off the edge, but yeah, we got away with that. That was quite fortunate. And round by the memorial, I always use a lot of rear brake, and I did break the lap record here in 86, and I do leave it was because I was using the rear brake, turning the engine on early, if you like. The 500s were at such a high, you know, the revs were all at the top, the power was all at the top, and yeah, that was a little thing that helped for that, you know. So yeah, but fantastic, yeah, it's really good.
And of course, you've rode here in all types of conditions. How will the riders be today when it's like this? Have you got any tips for them of how to take on this course?
No, you've just got to know the track far enough ahead, and whatever conditions you're in, and you know, if that's in your mind, then you're okay. You know where the end of the corner is, even if you can't see it, and obviously that's what you need to do in any condition. I don't know. In today's world, it's a little bit of a grey area racing in the wet, isn't it? You know, obviously they don't do it in the Isle of Man anymore and all of that. And I was surprised they do here, but actually, yeah, like I say, no issue. I guess if you just, like I say, if you know the track, that's the main thing. You know.
I suppose it's like the poetry connection of man, bike, and road.
Well, yeah, that's it really. And obviously, if you have a bike issue, if the bike's not picking up very well or the brakes are a bit grabby, then that makes it tricky. You know, but you know, if you've got it mechanically sorted, then. Yeah, okay, yeah, go on. Yeah.
Why not? So, of course, I mean, we're talking Barry Sheene this weekend. I mean, talk us through what a legend he was as well.
Well, I didn't know him extremely well, but I knew him well enough to speak to him like we are, and look, he brought bike racing to the world, really, didn't he? Everybody's grandmother knows who Barry Sheene is, you know. And can you imagine Rossi riding around here, or any modern boys? You know, I know times have changed and all, you know, but it was fabulous that Sheene came here and all the other legends. So yeah, great. Yeah.
So you got a whole day's worth of racing to watch, but also tonight you're going to be heading over to the beer tent as well, giving us a little talk as part of the chat show there, linking up with some other legends as well. You looking forward to that?
I thought he was going to have some beer.
Well, I mean, the pints are on them.
Yeah, okay, all right, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, no, it'd be great to have a chat with everybody, and I like doing that, and that's it, you know. So, yeah, it'd just be great to have a chat with everybody's here. Steve Parrish is here with, you know, one of Barry Sheene's old bikes, and I've got one as well. But unfortunately, I don't think we'll be riding them today because it's just not great to get these bikes out in such crap conditions, you know. But fingers crossed for tomorrow, you know, and at least we can just start them up. I mean, they just sound like music anyway, don't they? You know, the old 500 two-strokes. So, yeah, let's see if we can do that later, maybe.
Well, Trevor, I'm going to let you go in a minute because it's starting to give a bit of a downpour now. But the one thing that's different about the Barry Sheene weekend, I think, is the variation in age groups. I mean, we've got an 18-year-old girl like racing at one point here. We've got, you know, guys in their 80s still on the track as well. I mean, that, I suppose, as well as the Oliver Mounts family in a way too.
Well, I guess there's hope for me yet. I might even having a bit of a go myself. Yeah, no, it's it. No, it is good. It's look, bike racing is fantastic. My mother is 89, and she came out on a bike with me this last week. You know, so it's just, I don't know. If it's in your blood, it's in your blood. I don't like many other sports, but wheel sports. So there we go. That's it. Well, 2-wheel sports, put it that way. So yeah, I mean, it's fantastic here. That's it.
Well, Trevor, the master of 2 wheels, thank you for your time today, and have a good rest of your weekend.
All right. Cheers then. Bye.